Welcome back to 504 Road Trips. In today's video, we continue north on US-1 beginning at Florida Mile 298.1 as we enter the unincorporated community of Gifford, part of the Sebastian-Vero Beach metro area. On the left, State Road 5A, signed as Old Dixie Highway, splits away from US-1 and then runs parallel a short distance to the west as we continue north. The road here is a busy 4-lane surface highway with a mixture of median and center turn lanes serving the thinning clusters of shops, churches, and small businesses that line both sides of US-1. Gifford developed in the early 1900s as a predominantly African-American railroad and citrus community, and it had an estimated population of 4,658 as of the 2023 American Community Survey. The settlement was once known as Brownsville, but when officials discovered there was already a Brownsville elsewhere in Florida, it was renamed for Charles Gifford, a local pioneer and railroad station master, after Flagler's Florida East Coast Railway established a stop here. Today, a short drive to the west of our route, the Gifford Historical Museum and Cultural Center occupies the historic Macedonia Church, highlighting community history and the work of several of the famed Florida highwaymen landscape painters who came from this area. Nearby, the Gifford Youth Achievement Center hosts after-school programs, summer camps, health fairs, and community gatherings. From the windshield, though, US-1 through Gifford still feels modest and local, with neighborhood businesses, churches, and side streets heading back to long-established streets and parks as we roll toward the next community line. A little farther north, we cross into Winter Beach, another unincorporated census-designated place that stretches out on both sides of US-1 between Vero Beach and Sebastian. Winter Beach had about 4,995 residents according to the 2023 American Community Survey, and much of what you see from the road here is residential, with driveways and side streets leading into quiet subdivisions and remaining pockets of citrus and pasture. The community started in the 1890s as a small settlement called Woodley, then took the name Quay in 1902 to honor Pennsylvania Senator Matthew Quay, who helped push for dredging and deepening the Intracoastal Waterway. In the land boom of the 1920s, locals rebranded the town as Winter Beach, complete with the booster-style slogan, "Where the sunshine spends the winter," hoping the new name would sound more appealing to northern visitors and land buyers. Off to the right, beyond the trees and houses, lies the Indian River Lagoon, a long, shallow estuary that forms part of the Intracoastal rather than a true river, with boat ramps and small parks tucked along its shoreline. Staying on US-1 through Winter Beach also keeps you close to some of the Indian River County's biggest annual events, including the Under the Oaks Fine Arts Show beneath the live oaks in Vero Beach's Riverside Park, the Downtown Vero Hibiscus Festival, and the Fellsmere Frog Leg Festival just inland to the west, all within an easy drive of this stretch of highway. Continuing north, we enter Wabasso, a small census-designated place centered on the crossroads of US-1 and State Road 510. Wabasso had an estimated population of 1,648 as of the 2023 American Community Survey, making it much smaller than the communities we just passed. A post office opened here in 1898, and the name Wabasso comes from Ossabaw, a coastal island in Georgia, with the letters reversed, recalling settlers who moved down from the Georgia coast. Through town, US-1 remains a 4-lane divided highway with turn lanes, and the roadside shifts from scattered houses and mobile homes to a tighter cluster of gas stations, small businesses, and roadside services as we approach the main intersection. Wabasso functions more as a junction and gateway than a traditional downtown, but it sits close to some of the area's most important conservation lands. Across the Indian River Lagoon to the east is Pelican Island National Wildlife Refuge, established in 1903 as the first national wildlife refuge in the United States, protecting bird rookeries that were once heavily hunted for feathers. On Wabasso Island, reached via the causeway to our right, the Environmental Learning Center offers boardwalks, aquariums, kayak launches, and regular programs that let visitors experience the diverse habitats of the lagoon. At the signal ahead, County Road 510 heads off to the left, while State Road 510 begins to the right. To the west, County Road 510 follows 85th Street inland, crossing Indian River County toward ranchland, newer neighborhoods, and the I-95 corridor near Sebastian and Fellsmere, serving as one of the county's main east-to-west routes. To the right, very short State Road 510 runs just a couple of miles, carrying the Wabasso Causeway across the Indian River Lagoon with a pair of bridges and a stop on Wabasso Island at the Environmental Learning Center before continuing out to State Road A1A and the beaches at Wabasso Beach on Orchid Island. The entire causeway is part of the Indian River Lagoon National Scenic Byway, and this junction makes an ideal turnoff for visitors headed to the Atlantic shoreline, Pelican Island National Wildlife Refuge, the quieter northern end of Indian River Shores, or Sebastian Inlet State Park a bit farther up A1A. Back on our route, US-1 continues north as a 4-lane divided highway with small clusters of businesses, churches, and pockets of pine and palm trees, carrying us out of the heart of Wabasso and closer to Sebastian just up the road. We finished this segment of US-1 on the north side of Wabasso as the highway continues towards Sebastian. We conclude today's video at mile 306.1. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment below, share and follow us on social media, and join us for our next 504 road trip.